What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, we are going to be discussing Sonic Rangers. And I kind of want to talk about how this game is not going to be like previous Sonic games, and it's not really going to be how you expect. There's also a lot happening with Sonic in 2022, and a lot's probably going to affect the game that year. So we're going to talk about all this. But before we talk about all of this, I have a word from our sponsor. And today's sponsor is Skillshare. Skillshare is still, once again, a great place to learn some new skills or hone your skills that you already have into something even better. And they have many different classes you can choose from, such as film and video, fine art, illustration, music, photography, web development, and much more. And for today's class, I recommend the Tay L's Editing and Proofreading Masterclass. Dominate writing, punctuation, and grammar. I like to write and I like to make scripts, and I know some of you guys are out there writing as well. And sometimes it can be a little tough to remember to put some proper grammar or use proper punctuation, so this class is pretty beneficial. And Skillshare offers many classes like this one. And remember, Skillshare is specifically for learning, meaning there are no ads and they're always launching premium classes so you can stay focused. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link will get a free 1-month trial of Skillshare membership. So go on and explore your creativity. And again, thank you and shout out to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now let's continue on. So the talk about Sonic Rangers has been pretty quiet recently. We haven't received any more news about the game since the Sonic Central back in May. Recently, a lot of the talk's been about Sonic Colors Ultimate and the controversy with this game, especially with all the bugs and glitches that can cause seizures and whatnot. But I think now that Sonic Colors Ultimate has come out and we don't really know what's next for Sonic in terms of the order, I think it's safe to say we could possibly get some Sonic Rangers news soon, because the only things we know about are Sonic Origins, Sonic Prime, and Sonic Rangers. We could get news on any of those things in any order at any time from now till the end of 2022. So recently I've been in full speculation mode. I'm not gonna lie, at first, the first month or two, I got pretty burned out about thinking about Sonic Rangers because we only have this teaser trailer. This teaser trailer tells us literally nothing at all, and the most we had to go off of were those leaks, and those leaks kind of cross-reference with some official leaks that come from Sega themselves, with like the name being leaked and some other stuff and some details that were shown in the trailer. And it's pretty clear still that this leak is still most likely true. So this leak is kind of used as information on this game, and I kind of got burnt out of that information as well. But recently I thought about it a little more, and something else has also come my way via my friend Matt Has No Cuts. He said one of his fans sent him this theory. But before we hop into that theory, I just want to talk about why I think Rangers is not going to be like anything else previously. So based off the leak, we can assume this game is going to be an open world style of game. And the game is not going to have your traditional Sonic levels, probably isn't going to be a timer, probably isn't going to be pits to fall in, there probably isn't going to be any of that. And I think this game is really going to be a big hit or miss for Sonic fans in particular, because it's going to be so different from what we have gotten before that it may not jive with some people. Some people are going to compare back to games like maybe Generations, where, you know, there's individual levels you can choose from instead of just one seamless open world. And for some people, that's going to be a weird jump. It's really not going to be the same. I think Sonic Rangers is going to be best described as an open world action RPG more than anything, because from what we know from these leaks, there are like upgradable things for Sonic, and that in itself is an RPG element. So it's probably just going to be an action RPG in an open world with Sonic. And I just received a theory, like I mentioned earlier, that makes me think if this is really true, and this is going to be an action RPG, it's gonna be a pretty dang good one. This is gonna be a good game, I think, if this is true. And again, this may be divisive amongst Sonic fans, but overall, I feel like this game will probably be a good reviewed game. So let's read this theory. So this theory starts by saying, so looking into Sega's restructuring in 2018, it became evident that many members of CS3, which for a good 15 years had been Sega's RPG development arm, they have been absorbed into CS2. The developers of said group are responsible for Valkyria Chronicles, Sakura Wars, the Shining series, and the single-player focused Phantasy Star games. Its current studio head, Eigo Kasahara, was instrumental in the development of the Shenmue series and the F-Zero AX and GX, surprisingly. With the reveal Sonic 2022, metadata from the trailer revealed tentative title of Rangers, cross-referenced with some leaks from alleged focus testers from 4chan. We have learned the game will contain RPG elements and unfortunately had rather button mashy combat at the stage of development. The mashy combat can actually be seen in earlier CS3 titles such as Sakura Wars, Shining Arc Resonance, and Phantasy Star Portable. Thus, I am led to believe that this new game is being done by CS3 veteran staff, and not the usual suspects we have had for the last decade. From this, I believe that the Breath of the Wild inspirations and the RPG elements are not the result of Sonic Team mindlessly copying popular trends, but rather the CS3 team carrying their own expertise and inspirations from other games in the same genre moving forward. And then they finally ended off with saying, does this mean the game will be good? Probably, but we know for sure it'll at least be different. It remains to be seen whether they will be able to find a happy medium between RPG design elements and speedy platforming that the series has always been known for. With RPG developers entering the Sonic series, Nishiyama's return to the Sonic series as art director, and the teams having an old-fashioned field research business trip for real-world inspiration, is likely the game will at least have more emphasis on its setting and lore than previous games. And that last part is 100% true. Nishiyama did return back to the Sonic franchise, and he was the lead field art director on games like Sonic Adventure 2, and he definitely had a big influence on the art direction of the games. So him being back at Sega back in 2019, and they've been working on Rangers probably for the last couple years now, it's pretty evident that they are gonna have that back, and maybe some of that, old art direction back as well. And personally, I think that's pretty hype. And I think if this theory is true and those teams have been combined and they're helping with Sonic Rangers or making this game has a really good chance of being good. Because the thing with Sonic Team is there's Azuka, and then there's Shun Nakamura. There's key people of part of Sonic Team, but the team itself has always seemed to be a different group of people each time. It's more so a namesake rather than who's actually making the game. The fact that it's possible that these specific teams that specialize in these action games are working on Sonic, that is really, really good to hear, because it just won't be a bunch of random people working on stuff that have little to no experience. So we can at least guarantee that it'll be somewhat good in some fashion. At least in my opinion, that's how I take that. I think overall this game is just going to be way more interesting than Sonic Forces, or pretty much any Sonic game we've received in the last 10 years, including Generations. And will it be as good and as comparable? I don't know. Time's only to tell. But I think the games will just be so much different, and it won't be what we expect entirely from Sonic the Hedgehog. And we even have an interview from Azuka here, who was saying that he hopes that this new direction of Sonic is going to be the next direction for the next 10 years. So that means if this game is a success and if Sonic fans eat it up and people buy it, they're going to keep making more games like it. And I think that is 100% the way to go. If they really feel like they have something in their hands, they have a card to play, and this is the right card, keep on throwing that card out, because the more you make of something that works, the more it's going to work out for Sega. If I'm being a bit honest, believing into this theory and seeing some stuff like Nishima coming back, it puts me on the more positive outlook rather than just a neutral outlook due to us having no information. I'm a bit more hopeful rather than in a neutral state. And I'm pretty happy to say that, because I'm really looking forward to Rangers if this is true, especially those leaks. Now, it sounds like the game is button mashy, but honestly, if the game's button mashy and ends up being fun, then I honestly don't care. I don't expect deep combat from Sonic games. But regardless, I don't think this is going to be a game any of us truly expect. And hopefully, it lives up to what Sega has been allowing Sonic Team to do with all the time they've been putting in and the extra time, and hopefully it just turns out good. I just want to see this franchise do good. I really hope 2022 is going to be a stellar year, and the game might receive a little bit of flack because Breath of the Wild 2 comes out that year, another open world game, so we'll see how it goes. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you all in the next one.